Hi, I'm James Matthews-Paul. I'm here at Graph Expo 2016 with PrintingNews.com. Joining me now is Eric Hawkinson. Eric, you're Senior Director for Marketing at Canon Solutions America. And one of the big things that Canon is doing at Graph Expo 16 is educating people in how to hashtag print Canon. Can you tell me a little bit more about that initiative and what it means and how people can get involved?
Yeah, no worries. So hashtag print Canon came actually from Drupa, where we had hashtag Unleash Print. And it was so well received. I actually think it was the second highest, don't quote me on this, but I think it was the second highest hashtag behind like a print media center.
It was indeed.
Yeah, so we were doing pretty good on that, and we wanted to carry it forward. And I think, when we look at print Canon, one of the things that you need to take a look at when you see the entire booth is that we really kind of run the gamut. And whether that's from the office, the enterprise, large format, all the way to the production print, we have a product and for every single market, and the breadth of our portfolio never seems to end. So for us, Print Canon really is take a look at our solutions. We feel that there are several things that are applicable to every single day and every single printer. And please stop by, we'd like to show you those details.
That would be fantastic. So just talking about the solutions that Canon has in its portfolio at the moment, what do you think are the most innovative ones? What are the most eye-catching, most appealing? What are your customers telling you really represent innovation in the industry at the moment?
So this is a long answer. I'm going to try and boil it down to a couple things. We're fortunate enough that we actually have 3 different manufacturing facilities that cover different products, actually more than that, right? But whether it's Tokyo or Venlo, the Netherlands, or Germany, or even Vancouver, Washington, we actually have things that are constantly looking at the market and how we can address them. And I'll give you just kind of 2 things in specific. One of the things that we're working on the OSA VarioPrint i300 is something that's called the iQuarious technology. And the iQuarious technology is basically a platform for what future inkjet devices will actually be looking like and be made of, right? So right now the i300, fantastic product. We're absolutely doing a fantastic job placing them both here and in Europe, printing millions upon millions of pages. But what's fascinating is what's to come, right? So some of the things that they've recently unlocked are something called color grip technology, which is, think of it as a spot primer that lets ink stay on top of the page, making that inkjet printed page pop. So when we see things like color grip, and we also see things that they're being able to drive, that iQuarious platform takes on a whole new nature and whole new relevance as we look forward. Now also, innovations or solutions, I guess in one sense, our professional services team, like a lot of different companies, they do a fantastic job working with customers, defining their solutions, and creating custom-made ways to answer those solutions. Our company is no different. In fact, I think we do a fantastic job. We've got a whole team of professionals at the booth right now that are looking at individual customer solutions and actually coming up with relevant problems. So for us, whether it's the platforms and where we're able to create these things, and again with a wide array of manufacturers, or also even from our professional services, both internal, I think it's a fascinating group.
Fantastic. Now, outside the technology area, I know that Canon invests a lot in the sort of the soft marketing approach, I suppose you might call it, and part of that is the Conversations at Canon program that you're hosting here at Graph Expo. What is that? What's the interest for your visitors here?
Sure. So think about Conversations at Canon a little bit like, and I don't know if this is like TED Talks, right? So we actually have a booth within our booth. We, I think, bring up close to 12 different speakers who are talking about specific topics. And whether that's Andrew Paparazzi talking about the future of the industry, or different customers talking about what they're using Canon equipment for, they're able to give you a different side of the story that you can't see in a press release or a soundbite. And of course, what's also nice is that you're able to ask questions during those conversations. We record these conversations at Canon and actually host them on the Canon website in perpetuity. So it's one of those things that maybe you can't get here, but you could be able to watch these for.
And another one of these initiatives is the Canon Think conference, and that's going to be the second one. That's happening. It starts on the 10th of October, doesn't it? And
Correct.
It's happening here in Florida. What makes user groups like Think so important for printers in this industry?
So they speak something very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
So with user groups, they take a different angle. So conferences like Graph Expo or the print shows are awesome. They're great for the industry. We're obviously big supporters. But when you start going on to the customer side, they're looking for, in many cases, different things. They're learning how to sell. They're learning how to print, and, not learning, but trying to improve upon, or also learning for the next big thing. When you have user groups, and especially when they're run by independent resources, and that's very important, independent, they're actually able to go ahead and create an avenue or a mechanism that people can share and grow. And so the notion that Think exists, that it's going to be happening on October 10th or the 12th, For what it's worth, we're going to have close to 450 people there, about 250 customers, over 35 partners. From an inkjet, which is very new on the scene, for that to happen, and for this organization to create this avenue for people to listen, talk, and grow, is fascinating. It's something that we can't be more proud of supporting, and again, also important for the industry. Learn what's out there, find out how, potentially, if your company could benefit from some of the technologies that are being showcased, and that's any user group. They're all positive.
Absolutely, and that's why we're seeing it be promoted so well, and there's so much popularity around that user group. I guess that we've mentioned so many things, from technology to the user group to the conversations at Canon to print Canon. Canon has a lot of tentacles in a lot of areas, but if there's one thing that you wanted people to take away about Canon from this show, Graph Expo, what would it be? Yeah,
I kind of alluded to it, but at the breadth of our portfolio. I mean, if you take a look at something as the ImagePress C10000, which is a must-see 'em, it's one of these things where it's a toner device, color toner device, printing 2400 by 2400 DPI, 100 sheets a minute. Fascinating. Color is impeccable, right? Or even the Arizona series, a flatbed printer, able to print on 2-inch thick stock, everything from white ink, every color under the sun, looks fascinating. And then of course, the VarioPrint i300, which is changing the way that printing is being held today. The ability to print 300 sheets per minute, and the quality that it's delivering from an output perspective is fantastic. And so for us, it's the breadth of that portfolio. Come take a look at us. I think that you guys will be very pleased.
Eric Hawkinson, that's a hell of a lot of good observation about Canon, a great introduction to the breadth of the portfolio, as you say. Thanks very much for coming and talking to PrintingNews.com.
Thank you.